went ahead and got the subframe made, most of it. This is actually what's going to hold the rear, the front subframe in the rear. The paint's drying right now, but I put studs on it instead of bolts like the factory suspension is. That way, whenever it makes it a lot easier taking it out, put it back in, whatever we need to do. This is 3-inch C-channel iron or steel. It's strong stuff. Like I think the car is going to rust away before this stuff breaks. Once we get this up in the car and this welded, the subframe can go in. We can get the IRS in this, actually in this video. And then in the back, I have to put one more support that goes from somewhere in the trunk. I have to build something across it and then straight down to the middle to hold the support in the back. This whole structure right here, all it does is it just keeps the subframe from moving. This doesn't actually hold any weight, so this is a little over-engineered. It's fine. Probably add a little bit extra weight that I didn't have to add, but I'd rather be safe than sorry. All the weight of the car is held in the struts and the springs, so I'm not worried about this breaking from any weight. I just need it to be sturdy and stay where it's supposed to go. So the next step, we're going to have the car up in the air, and we'll be cutting some stuff out to make some room for this and weld it in. This will actually sit in the car like this, and this will be welded straight to the rails in the back, the frame rails. This angle is exactly the same angle as it is on the front. It's 30 degrees. So it should be identical. With this being on there, it may raise the back of the car about an inch, maybe. If it does, we'll just get the right springs and lower it back down.
Wow, it's so simple under here.
I know. The hardest part about all this is just going to be fucking getting all that rust out.
Nah, no big deal. If you got metal and a welder and a way to cut it, easy.
Grinder or air hammer. Air hammer will get most of it out, then you just clean up the edges with a grinder. And then you just take a piece of flat plate steel and just weld it on. It's easy.
This car's been up north. Had to if you get that much like that. It's not that old. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not that old of a car.
The only bad thing is, if this rust is real bad, and say it's like halfway up this beam,
cut it off.
I gotta replace the whole beam.
No big deal. It's not a big deal. All the tools are here, ain't they?
If the rust is bad enough, I'm gonna end up back half of this car.
No big deal, huh?
Yep.
As long as you get your measurements right. Ain't nothing a little duct tape can't fix.
It's kind of crazy that this is already happening.
You hear this guy wasn't gonna follow through with it. Now he's like, oh man, it's really happening.
Yeah, like if we don't get
already.
this
Is that a 6mm?
I don't know. If we don't get this done right, it'll take you home tonight.
I know that. He lives right next to me.
Yeah.
Really?
I live about 100 foot from him.
That doesn't look big enough to be a 7, does it?
You know what? Here. We'll just do this and take it off once we got it out.
Oh, that unplugged up there?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, they made this for rear motor installation.
I mean, everything we found is just making it easier.
Dude, what? That would have hurt.
Yeah, we were under it. Now we gotta get it out. It's not that heavy. You hear me?
Pick back up.
I got you.
Oh, that ain't bad at all, is it?
No, it ain't bad.
Well, guys, the whole car's not heavy. I don't know why y'all thought that'd be heavy.
This is all trash.
There's like
sure.
10 pounds, maybe 10
Yeah,
pounds.
right here. I gotta get that harness off, but that's it.
For ABS.
Yeah.
All this come off that one car.
Now the shocks.
We're taking a bunch of weight off, and then we're gonna add weight back.
You're gonna add a lot more.
Then go through the back deck.
Actually, no. Let's get all this bullshit off first.
You got the gas
Charcoal
tank off
canister.
too.
Huh?
The gas tank's gonna have to come off too.
No, it won't. Not for this suspension.
Not yet. When you just put the motor in it, will. Right now, he's just trying to get the rear end under.
Ooh.
Trying to get a rear end underneath it.
Gotta knock all the rust out that's here first. The new subframe goes actually right about here. Maybe a little bit further back, but I want to make sure that all this is gone anyway before I put other things in the way of it.
So that's what's happening now.
So from here, basically from about the beginning of this tub back, I'm gonna go ahead and repair the weld, or repair the rust, get the subframe in, get the IRS done. Then when I'm ready to put the motor in, I gotta take out all of this, so that'll be replaced anyway. And this is supposed to be the right way to repair rust. I don't know. We'll find out. That's solid. So I got under this, started tearing some pieces out, seeing how bad the damage was.
The rust.
We actually don't need this cross member at all because I have to put another cross member back here to hold the back of the subframe, the new subframe. So I'm gonna air chisel this out, the whole thing. Then I can see exactly how much I have to cut out of these beams. And then I actually have a donor car out there. We're gonna go cut exactly the steel that we need, put it in place, and weld it.
The same car that the motor and transmission come out of that's going in the back of this.
Yeah.
This thing's gonna be 2 Cavaliers.
We went ahead and removed the gas tank. It's going back in because we're just doing IRS for now. We're just getting it rolling. Once we get it rolling, we can take our time working on the engine because it's still a drivable vehicle. But I got the gas tank out because we're going to be doing a lot of cutting, welding, grinding, all kinds of stuff up here, and I don't want to risk catching anything on fire.
So what you're doing is replacing rusty things with good things from the other car that has no rust on it. The other car underneath it is totaled, but it is not
Well,
rusty.
no, the other car ran into something. I don't. No, he flipped.
Yeah, he flipped it a couple times.
Yeah, he flipped. But the frame in the back looks
Yeah.
good. There's no rust
There's
at all.
nothing. It's
So-
like brand new looking.
We're good to go.
That was luck.
My first step that I got to do is I'm going to start beating this out with an air chisel. Where's my earmuffs? We got all the cancerous rust out. Everything else that is left looks like it's surface rust. Doesn't look deep, so we should be able to clean it up with a flapper wheel. It's over here somewhere. But where the hell did it go? Oh well, I'll find it. We're gonna clean everything up, get all the surface, as much surface rust as we can off. It's not a huge deal if we can't. We're gonna go over it with that rust reformer, something. I don't. It's supposed to work really good. We're gonna find out. It's supposedly it changes the rust into a paintable surface and keeps it from spreading. I'm skeptical, but we'll find out. Just gotta clean this up a little bit more. Then we're gonna go cut some pieces off the other vehicle to fit these, and then we'd start welding at that point. As soon as we get these welded up, we're ready to weld the subframe on too. So it'll be all here very shortly. So we got all the rust cut out. I got some that rust paint primer. Sorry. I went ahead and sprayed it all in the frame rails just in case it gets water in there. Sometimes it does get water in there, but I want to make sure that we're not going to have this problem again. Inside of both frame rails as far as I could reach. Any little bit of surface rust I could find under here, I covered it. Most of that won't be here anyway, but I went ahead and did it. I guess the main spots that I'm really worried about is just where this rail welds to the pan in the trunk. I want to make sure there's a bunch of gaps. I was trying to fill that with the paint and make sure water can't get through it. Then we're gonna get some metal plates to put over these holes that fit it perfect, or at least close, on both sides, and then we're gonna tack them up and weld them.